After high school, she plans to pursue her dream of becoming a dance instructor. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Ann Bartlett. Now please welcome Keegan Bridges. It has been marching band for 40 years here at all high school. Recognized as the University of Georgia. Next, please welcome.
Welcome to Bennett C. Russell Stadium. This is Irish Bill with Seminole Bob. We're back at home tonight. We're on the roof up here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. It's Navarre hosting Crestview in a big district matchup. And Bob, this is going to decide, probably end up deciding who will go to the playoffs and who will stay at home.
Yeah, exactly. As big of a game as Navarre has had in, 2 years against
Crestview.
Crestview. You were in Ohio following your son Brady, and they played Central State.
Central State, you got it right. Good memory, Bob.
Near Dayton.
Just outside of Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, you spent some years there near in the military.
I spent 7 years, and that's where I met the lovely producer at.
And we handily beat them. The GOAT was on in place of you. And Crestview ended up in the playoffs by like .01 something or other.
But that was a record-breaking night for Navarre as Marlon Courtney broke the single-game passing record with 6 touchdowns. He only had 9 completions, but he threw 6 touchdowns. And also breaking a record that night was Tyler England with 4 of those catches.
Right.
And also Tyler had 3 interceptions on that night as well. So what a night for those two as they exited out the door at Navarre High to relinquish their spots to the next group into a COVID year. And that was kind of an odd year in itself, even though the Raiders did finish 6-1. It was just kind of an odd season last year. But last year the Raiders went up to Crestview. We were up at Crestview. Allowed to come up there. Coach Hatton allowed us to come up there and do the game, and Navarre prevailed 30-13. Pretty dominating performance for the Raiders, and they went on to the playoffs eventually after that win, and got knocked out by Buchholz. And Buchholz is a strong team this year.
Yep, absolutely.
And if you watch college football, the quarterback for Buchholz at this time was a kid named Whittemore. He was only a sophomore. Well, his older brother plays starting wide receiver for the Florida Gators, and his other brother is a starter at Troy.
Wow.
So a football family there, and Coach Whittemore is the head coach down there at Buchholz as well. So they got a great returning group this year with that Quan Lee, who just tore us apart last year with 4 touchdown receptions.
Right.
And a big night for him. But this is Navarre and Crestview. It's District 17A, and hopefully that last playoff spot is on the line tonight.
Sure is. And I think we figured out that Pace has no chance.
They're 3-5 going into the night. They're 1-3 in district play, and they're pretty much were eliminated last week when Crestview knocked them off 27-26.
Right. A tight contest there.
So Crestview 6-3 on the season. Navarre 4-3. They're both 2-1 in district play. And Coach Hatton and Coach Walls meeting up again.
Yep, absolutely. And it's gotta be for the Crestview seniors. This is their 10th game. And I know they may not need any motivation, but I can imagine Coach Hatton taking them aside and saying, "Hey, relish it, and because this could be your last game. If you win, we get to play on." And I don't know how much more motivation someone would need for Navarre. Again, I don't think they need any motivation. They know what's on the line. It'd be interesting how emotionally Navarre comes into this game.
Navarre's been kind of a slow starting team on offense in the first half. They finally got it going last week, and let me turn that off there. Little background music there. I was pulling up Max Preps. But the Crestview Bulldogs coming into this season are led by senior quarterback. He's had a great season so far, Jerome Brazen. He's actually his junior quarterback. He'll be back next year for the Bulldogs. He's had a good season passing and running the ball this year for the Bulldogs. And their main receiver, Jamarian Spates. When they go to the ground, it's going to be Jason Jones. And they got 2 juniors. And actually, Spates is a senior. So led by 2 juniors and a senior on offense.
Crestview always seems to have very talented running backs. Year in, year out. Usually a good offensive line. A quarterback that basically is a system quarterback. And Coach Hatton, he's been around the block a few times. He's been in big games. And I know the bitter taste of 2 years ago losing, but even though they got into the playoffs, still resounds with him.
Most definitely. Since we didn't have a show Wednesday night, I'm going to have to tell you we're going to break down our Irish Bills power rankings here, let you know what we got going into this last week or two here of the high school season. Our Super 7 large schools, Niceville, Mosley, Pine Forest, West Florida, Gulf Breeze. Crestview moves in at number 6, Choctaw at number 7. Our small schools are Walton, South Walton, Port St. Joe, Bluntstown, Baker, Catholic back in at number 6, Liberty County at 7. Our offensive player of the week for this past week, Monroe's Austin Perkins, contributed 17 carries for 295 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 45-6 win over Brunson. Our defensive player, it comes from this game, Crestview's Simeon White, produced 16 tackles last week, 9 solo, 7 assists, and an exciting 28-27 win over Pace. And we're going to go over to Sneads for our special teams player of the game. Kicker Anthony Moran converted all 8 of his extra points attempts in a 70-14 win over Franklin County. So congratulations go out to those 3 young men, our offensive, defensive, and players of the week. And but going over a couple of the stats from Crestview, Jerome Brazen, the quarterback, went 10 of 18 last week for 214 yards, 2 touchdowns. His favorite receiver when he throws the ball actually his running back is Jason Jones. He had 15 carries last week for 158 yards and a couple of scores. So there's the 1-2 punch for the Bulldogs going into this contest.
We're watching the end of the band senior night. A whole host of seniors that sounds like a lot of them played all 4 years for the Navarre band. They're getting their recognition there tonight. And so we have that up on the camera, as you can see. A public address announcer, Greg Boozer, teacher at Navarre High School, introducing the families.
Now, is this not football weather?
It's a little bit nippy. Let me just say this. It's a whole lot cooler than where you were midweek last week.
Friday, actually Monday. My week is kind of, since we left on Sunday, my week has kind of been turned around. So I'm not really sure what day it is, but all I know is it's Friday and it's a football game. But yeah, on Monday it was like 85, 88 degrees down in Puerto Los Cabos, where the lovely producer and I were at for 4 days, and now we come back and we're about 60 degrees right now, and I'm loving it.
Yep, just open the windows and put on the comforter.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and it's time for me to break out all those mink blankets that I bought over in Korea when I was stationed over there. Those are really warm.
I bet you did.
But we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. We got on a little bit early tonight. It's a senior night for the I believe it's for the band tonight.
Band, yeah.
For the band, they're being recognized, as you can see on our screen. We're going to go to the break, so you continue to watch the senior night for the band here at Navarre High, an important part of our Friday Night Lights experience here. This Irish Bill with Seminole Bob on IrishBillSports.com. So sit back and hear a word from our sponsors.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Thinking about selling your property? Call Ursula Householder of Coldwell Banker Realty in Navarre now. The consultation is free, and Ursula uses the best tools the industry has to offer. Her years as a top producer, relocation specialist, and Florida military market specialist will help you get the desired result. If you are buying, Ursula's experience will help you make an informed decision to find the right home for you. And if you mention this advertisement, Ursula will donate $100 to the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club when the deal closes. To find out if you qualify for any of the military rewards, call or text 850-642-5711 or email ursula.householder@cbrealty.com or go to urhouseholderhomes.com. That's urhouseholderhomes.com. Go Raiders!
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
If you want to move better, feel better, and live better pain-free, Dr. Paul Britt at Integrative Chiropractic Solutions is the only certified sports chiropractor for Gulf Breeze and Navarre. He can address your sports injuries quickly and effectively, and after only 4 visits on average, with a 96% resolution rate. So give Integrative Chiropractic Solutions a call today at 850-916-9304 or book online at drpaulbritt.com. That's 850-916-9304 or online at drpaulbritt.com. They want to fix you swiftly to get you back in the game.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire the right person. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills with the right jobs from the production floor to the front office. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raiders Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track. Whether it's seeing to it that they're properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can watch and hear all exciting Navarre Raider football action, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on IrishBillSports.com.
When this old world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to face, I climb way up to the top of the stairs and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof is peaceful as can be, and there the world below can bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and weak, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet. On the roof.
Welcome back to Bennett C. Russell Stadium. We're in our pregame here. Coming up, Navarre and Crestview at the bottom of the hour. A big matchup here in District 1 7A. I'm Irish Bill. Seminole Bob sitting with me. Robbie will be joining us on the camera in a little bit. I think Robbie was thinking we were probably going to be inside, but if it's not raining, we're on the roof. And as you heard, our song that we lead into, we try to lean into every game coming in, Up on the Roof, and appropriate song for where we're at.
It sure is. A great night for football.
It is, and he should be joining us here shortly. Navarre comes into this game 4-3, 2-1 in District 1 7A. Crestview 6-3. Navarre did lose a game earlier in the season because of Hurricane Ida, where a team from New Orleans, Warren Easton, could not make the trip over right after the storm there. So they lose one game, then they had their bye week, and they will be home next week hosting Gulf Breeze in the last week of the regular season for everybody before the state playoffs start. Hard to believe that we're already there, Bob.
We're already there. Seems like yesterday we were having our first show, or as Ed Sullivan used to say, our first shoe.
Really big shoe.
Really big show. Really big show.
I know we're showing how old we really are when we start calling Lawrence Welk and all those guys.
Oh yeah.
But that was our weekends.
He used to have the guys with the spinning plates on.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Then you go to Laugh-In with Artie Johnson and the crew in the bunch there, Goldie Hawn. I mean,
Dan
she was
Rowan.
a very young Goldie Hawn.
Yep.
And that was really some great times. But in this series, speaking of great times, this is the 19th game overall in this series. Navarre leads the series 11 games to 7. They've won the last 2 out of 3. But the one that they did lose was a big one. It was in the third round of the state playoffs against Crestview. And a big game where the Raiders got a reversal of the first game of that season where Navarre fell behind early and then came back and won in overtime against Crestview. Navarre got the lead big against Crestview in the first half, and then Crestview came back with a big fourth quarter to win that one and prevail in that one.
Yep. Certainly remember those games.
But this is a game we're looking at the emergence of. Every game he's gotten better. Kyle Chambers, as the years gone on, has steadily improved, and he's our leading passer. He's almost thrown for 1,000 yards. He's just under 1,000 yards on the season. And in the backfield, your main guy has been Chris DeCourt. When Chambers is not calling his own number, and DeCourt's had a steady season as well. On the season for Chambers, he's passed for 950 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Both of those were in the same game. He's the leading rusher with 578 yards on 76 carries, 10 touchdowns on the season. I believe the quarterback rushing record for the season is 13. So if he has 2 good games here over the last couple, he could break the Navarre rushing record for a quarterback as far as touchdowns scored.
Yep.
And the Terrence Marshall, the leading receiver, the last couple of games, he's really showed why he's the go-to receiver for Kyle Chambers with 16 catches for 430 yards, averaging 26 yards a reception, 4 touchdowns. He shares that with Chase Richardson, who has 4 as well. Derek Percival, leading receiver with 30 for 362 yards, averaging 12 yards a reception. But when we go to the defensive side of the ball, it's been a dual-headed, actually over the last 3 weeks, the 3-headed monster, Christian Caballero, Devin Wright, and Hunter Crowder. They've all 3 have really stepped it up, and Derek Percival as well on defense.
Yeah, those Crowder and Caballero, easy for me to say, have really matured, almost like a late season Kyle Chambers, really showing confidence in their ability for their linebacker positions to make plays. And I've been really impressed with their athleticism. Navarre played, and they did have turnovers, defensively, they had a pretty solid game.
Well, Caballero over his last 2 games, we all know about his record-breaking 30 tackles against Pace. He had 14 last week with Niceville, 13 solo tackles. He had 2 caused fumbles and 2 tackles for loss week, a solid performance for Caballero. So in his last 2 games, he has 35 solo tackles and 9 assisted tackles for 44 tackles in his last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, and who are you going to try to concentrate on? Plus the fact they're the linebackers, right? There was Crowder.
Well, in the Pace game, both inside linebackers, they double-teamed right the whole game against Pace, and that allowed Christian to step up and have the big game. Well, last week they didn't double-team, and it was pretty much even as Caballero had 14 tackles, Percival had 11, Crowder had 12, Wright had 11. So they had 4 guys in double figures last week in tackles.
Right, and the secondary of Niceville, probably one of the better ones that we'll face all year. And our young sophomore wide receiver, I think, grew up a lot in that game. How in the world was he wide open that late in the game is beyond me, and he almost scored that touchdown. He just finds a way to get open. When players start believing in themselves and their teammates, that's where winning, to me, comes. And so future's bright for the talented wide receiver.
Most definitely, and we're looking for. Don't know what game plan Coach Walls has going for tonight, because right now the Raiders are equally effective throwing the ball and running the ball right now. So it'll be interesting to see the game plan as we get this game underway.
Yeah, at times they had trouble running up the middle. Firestone and that gang kind of stopped things, but there were DeCourt at times on key trap runs. He was finding space in the middle of the field. Side to side, not so much. It was mostly up the middle where Navarre had some success running against Niceville.
And Jacobs, what a game he had for Niceville. Seemed like he was on the ball every time there was a tackle. But we got and Azariah Thomas. He's all that he's expected. We pretty much held him in check running the ball, but you can only slow him down for so long and before he breaks one. And he went for 2 touchdowns last week in that contest in the second half to kind of put the game away.
Yeah, the jet sweeps killed us. And that's Thomas you were talking about, right?
Yes, Azariah Thomas.
We didn't think he was going to play.
He was banged up from the Gadsden County game, and we had heard rumors, but that's all they ended up being was rumors. But he didn't look like he didn't skip a beat last week.
Well, he knew it was a big game.
And that was a chance. That was the district title on the line right last week. So we're getting closer to kickoff. We're at 7:20. And see what we got here on the we're about just under 6 minutes to go on the play clock as the Navarre Raider Junior ROTC is coming to the middle of the field. We're going to leave the camera out just a little bit and not going to focus in quite as much tonight, so you guys get a better view of the whole field as we present this game tonight from Bennett C. Russell Stadium. The Navarre Junior ROTC coming to the middle of the field here shortly. We're going to open up the field mics once they get to the Raider flag in the middle of the field at the 50-yard line. And we're just moments away from kickoff here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. It's Week 10 here in high school football in the state of Florida. Crestview 6-3. And let's turn it over to our field mic. There we go. We're ready for some football here at Navarre High. We got our list full of people already checking into our YouTube page. Joe Settle checking in, listening in tonight, and watching his Eagles over in Niceville this evening. I believe they are on the road this week.
Gonzalez.
They're out playing Tate, their last district game. All the way from Japan, my good friend Dickie Betts, Navarre resident. He's over there this evening catching the game. Thanks, Dickie, for checking in. Rosalind Miller, thank you once again. She goes, I want to express our extreme appreciation for you, your YouTube sports channel, and we have not been able to get to Navarre to the Marshalls, see the Marshalls play. That's Tyrell and Terrence. She lives in Stuart, Florida. Thank you for checking in again tonight. She said, go Raiders. And we also got Eddie Marshall checking in once again from Charleston, South Carolina, watching his two sons play, and he's got to be pretty proud of these young men. Hopefully Tyrell is healed up, and hopefully we'll be back out there on the field this evening.
Right.
And update from Tate. Eagles up 14-0, 3:49 to go in the first quarter over at Tate High School tonight. And also got class of 2021 checking in. Go Navy, go Navarre. I saw Navy playing tonight, so I thought he said Navy, but they're actually playing Tulsa tonight, I believe. And so,
are they living on Tulsa time?
What's that?
Are they living on Tulsa time?
Possibly, which would be the same time as us.
Right.
Central time. The Raiders will be coming out of the south end zone. I'm anxious to see what colors they will be wearing tonight.
All Onyx. Or
all
black.
Onyx tonight?
I think so.
All Onyx, so that means that'll be the gray, which is just a fancy word for gray. But they'll be out there in their gray uniforms with their black Raider helmet. I'm looking to see, I think Crestview usually comes out. They'll either wear their white jerseys with their red pants, or they'll wear the red jerseys, or they could wear all red. I'm waiting to see what they're going to be wearing this evening. I did not see them all pregame, so they may be wearing their all red uniforms tonight with the white helmet with a C on one side and a bulldog on the other, if I remember right.
Yep.
And we're just moments away here, about 1:30 on the clock at the end of the field to the north. And the Raiders getting ready to wait for both teams to come out here. There's still a nod out of the locker room, and they should be out here momentarily. And see what it looks like. Crestview might be wearing their white jerseys tonight with the red stripes down the pants.
Okay.
And the red numbers. I'm partial to all white uniforms. I'm old school. I like the all white. But we're just moments away as the clock has stopped at 1:30. They are wearing their all white. Got red stripes on the sleeves, red stripes going down the side of the pants, and they're wearing their red helmets tonight.
Okay.
With their C on one side and the bulldog on the other.
I appreciate, what it's good to see, Bill, the Crestview band, which is fabulous. They're here tonight, potentially because it could be their last game if Navarre wins. It's good to see them traveling. Got
Angie Caballero checking in, watching from Barksdale, Louisiana. Wish you could be there. I wish we could too. But at least you get to watch the game from wherever you're out there tonight, Angie. And we appreciate you, our patronage of Irishville sports and Navarre Raider football. And Christian, what a year he has been having on the season. And I had this tally up all of his stats last. 66 solo tackles, 31 assists, 97 tackles through the first 7 games for Christian. Pretty darn impressive.
That's Division I level.
Most definitely. And right behind him, not too far, is Devin Wright. Devin with 87 tackles on this season. What they do is they break it down. You get 1 whole point for a solo tackle, a half for assist in the points. Right. But when I talk total tackles. So I'm going to give you the numbers that they have total, but it doesn't coincide with their points that Coach Walls, the system that he uses here at Navarre. So, and Hunter Crowder with 71 tackles on the season. What a great season he's had as well. But your leaders on defense with 5 caused fumbles. Christian Caballero, fumble recoveries, 1 each for Caballero, Crowder, Percival, and Chase Marsh. 2 sacks your leader for Caballero. 6 tackles for loss for him as well. He also leads in big hits with 14. Quarterback hurries goes to Devin Wright with 2. And our extra bones goes to Hunter Crowder with 31 on the season. The Raiders actually changed their tops. They're going to be wearing their, looks like their maroon tops with the Onyx pants. So it's going to be, the numbers are going to be a little bit harder to read this evening. I kind of like the white jerseys where I can see the numbers rather easily. And Joe Settle checking back in. Thanks, Joe, for checking in. Keep us updated on that Niceville game. On that, no surprise of the early score out there in Gonzales this evening, with the Eagles up 14-0 early in that one. But we are just the captains are at the middle of the field. Davion Hardy, Derek Percival, Caden Howard, and Devin Wright out there for the Raiders. Trying to look at the numbers for Crestview here. Number 40 out there from Crestview, that's Marcus Patterson. As they back away, I'll be able to give you the other 3 individuals that are the captains. Number 20, Alex Murray. Navarre will be receiving. It looks like Crestview won the toss.
The Raiders have won the toss and elected to receive.
Oh, they changed it up on us.
They did.
All season long, they have been deferring to the second half, but they want the ball.
They took the wrong turn at Albuquerque on you.
They want the ball, so the Raiders will be going back to join the rest of their Raider teammates down in the south end zone. Crestview down in our north end zone, wearing all their all-white uniforms with red helmet. The Raiders coming out in their onyx-colored pants, their maroon jerseys, their black helmets. And that just means one thing. We are ready for football on this Friday night.
We sure are.
October 29th, 2021. And we are in Week 10 of Florida High School football here on IrishVilleSports.com.
That's the good news.
That is the good news.
That is great news, in fact. You want to hear the bad news?
Is there bad news?
Most of the officiating crew are the same ones that were there last week in Niceville.
Okay. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
C'est la vie. So that's life.
C'est la vie. Ah, monsieur.
Well, after that last week being in Mexico, I was all hola, buenos dias, and all this.
El baño. El baño. Where's the bathroom?
But it was a great time down there. We just got back late Wednesday. And your Bulldogs come out from the north end zone. They'll be on the far side of the field. The Raiders will line up to receive. On their front line of Davion Hardy, Jaden Moon, Chris DeCourt, Hunter Crowder. And see who over there on the far side there.
Hard to see.
And back deep for the Raiders, Terrence Marshall standing on his own 5-yard line, waiting for the kick.
Interesting choice by Coach. Maybe wanting to set the tone, score early, dominate, time of possession. I think that's what they want to do tonight.
Ahmed Thomas will be kicking off for the Bulldogs as he gets ready to put toe on leather to get this game underway on this cool, brisk fall night in the panhandle of Florida.
You went from
85 to about 60.
I bet you it's going to be in the 50s tonight, Bill.
Yeah, let's pull up the weather forecast for tonight. Right now it's currently 59 degrees here in beautiful Navarre Beach, Florida. And we are underway here on this Friday night. A short kick. It's going to be brought up at the 17-yard line. Recovered there by Derek Percival. He's got a nice seam down the left side. He's going to get to the outside. He may take it all the way into the 30, 25, 20. Runs out of gas inside the 10. First and goal, Raiders on the 8-yard line. Woo! No flags on the play. A 75-yard kickoff return for Derek Percival, and the Raiders are first and goal at the Bulldog 8.
Well, that's how you, as an offensive captain, set the tone.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
76-yard return for Derek Percival as he takes the short kick at the 17. He got blocking down the near sideline and came to rest at the Bulldog 7-yard line. First and goal, and number 7, Kyle Chambers, is your starting quarterback tonight for the Raiders. They're going to send 2 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the top. Chris DeCourt in the backfield behind the big Bubbas for Navarre. It's going to be a handoff to DeCourt. He's met right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on a tackle by Travon Harris. No gain, second and goal for the Raiders.
Yeah, I think it's a little show me by Coach Walls. Look for the same play, and perhaps Kyle to pull it out of the belly and do the RPO and the quarterback run.
Second and goal at the Bulldog 7 for the Raiders. Chambers going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver, and into the end zone for the touchdown to Terrence Marshall, and the Raiders on the board on a 7-yard strike from Chambers to Marshall. A 9th touchdown pass of the season for Kyle Chambers, and a 5th touchdown reception for Terrence Marshall.
Marshall had outside leverage, one-on-one coverage there. Kyle threw it where only Marshall could catch it. 6 points for the Raiders.
So the scoreboard has gone down in the end zone, so not really sure how much time it is. It's not much, considering it only took 2 plays. Caden Howard's kick is up, and it's good. Raiders up 7-0 here early on at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. Not sure how much time is on the clock right now because it is blank. So, but the Raiders, 76-yard kickoff return, 2 plays, and a 7-yard pass from Chambers to Marshall.
I'd say that's pretty efficient. Before the game, the scoreboard was going in and out. Don't know if it's a loose wire or...
11 minutes, 9 seconds.
11 minutes, 9 seconds is the time of the score. Thank you, Steve.
Yep.
Alford.
Officially, it'll be kept on the field, I assume, by the officiating crew.
So the Raiders get on the board first. 2 plays, 7-yard drive. I know that's right, 7-yard drive. Caden Howard will be handling the kicking duties tonight for Navarre. It's a rather blustery night here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. Winds gusting pretty strongly here early on, Bob.
Well, it's kind of swirling. Flags on the field level coming in from the north, and flags on top of the roof here coming from the west.
It's a high kick. It's going to be fielded at the 16-yard line. Crestview with a nice return out over the 30, actually right to the 30-yard line as he took it right at the 16, a return of 14. And Crestview will have first and 10 from their own 30 to get this game, their first possession, underway.
You know, playing Crestview almost is like looking in a mirror. They do some of this very similar things as Navarre on offense.
Jerome Brazen in at quarterback out of the shotgun for the Bulldogs. Jason Jones in the backfield. It's going to be a quick hitter across the middle, and it's going to be completed out over the 40 to the 41 on a hit by Crowder as he finds Alex Murray for a 11-yard gain. First and 10, Bulldogs out to their own 41-yard line.
That's what the Bulldogs going to be looking for mismatches. Wide receiver there being covered by a linebacker.
First and 10 from the Bulldog 41. Under 11 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. No scoreboard right now. So it's going to be a little jump pass. I know it's going to be a keeper. All right, Brazen, nice heads-up play by the QB for the Bulldogs, and he's going to keep it out to the 9-yard, about an 8-yard gain.
Brings up second down and short.
Second and a short 2. They're going to run. He tried to run the same play, but the Raiders were not letting that happen again. And it's going to be a loss. Back to the 47-yard line, a loss of 2.
Looked like he, as you mentioned, would be the same play. He lost the grip of the football slightly.
It kind of looked the old Tim Tebow pass play that they like to
pass,
do.
yeah.
The little jump pass, but he ran it both times. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs from the 47. Nice heads-up play by the Raider defense right there. It's going to be a handoff to Jones. He's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And the Raiders say, not tonight, not this time, and not right now. 4th down on the loss of 1 to Jones.
Derrick Henry in the Tennessee Titan game did that. Little jump pass as our clock decides to start working.
So the Raiders give up a 1st down on the first play from scrimmage. Then they stand tall and force the Bulldogs into a punt from their own 46-yard line. Percival back deep to receive this punt. High snap, but punter, and a beautiful spiral kick as Percival is going to call a fair catch at the 11. And that's where the Raiders will start their second possession. What a beautiful punt right there.
First down, Raiders.
$43-yard punt, great hang time, no return.
58.
Raiders 1st and 10 from their own 11. Clock's back up. It was back up running. 8:58 on the clock. There's finally back up again. It's going in and out this evening. 7-0 Navarre. Raiders 1st and 10. Philip Robus is going to line to the far side. Twins to the near side. Jaden Reese and Derek Percival. Reese is going to go in motion. Chambers going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver. And it's going to be caught on a crossing route there on the catch by Robus out to the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 14 to Robus and a Raider 1st down.
Yeah, he came in because one of the wide receivers from Navarre looked like he didn't have a pad in a certain spot in his pant legs. Nice catch by Robus.
They're going to spot the ball at the 26, so give him 15. And kind of neither one of them wanted to really take the ball.
You got it.
EJ Love in there, and he's going to lose, let's call it about 4 yards back to the 22. It's going to be 2nd and 14 for the Raiders. From their own 22, Chambers in the shotgun. He's going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver wide open, and Jaden Reese catches it and steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
13 on the play.
It's going to be they're going to press the ball out to about the 34. So give him 12 yards on the reception. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Third and 2 for the Raiders from their 34. They're going to spot the ball on the right hash mark on the far side of the field. 7:58 on the clock. Navarre 7 and Crestview nothing. 3rd and a short 2 for Navarre.
Fumble.
It's going to be fumbled on the ground, and I think Crestview's going to come up with it. It's on a bad exchange there, Bob, and Crestview's going to get the ball over on the turnover.
Kyle was trying to pull it out. Dropped the football.
It is a little cold night, so the ball will be a little bit more slippery tonight. But they're going to spot the ball at the 35-yard line.
First and 10, Bulldogs.
And first and 10 Bulldogs at the Raider 35. 7-0 Navarre here in the first quarter. And Brazen's going to hit Jones, and Jones going to break a tackle and go to the end zone. And he actually fumbled it. Whether he fumbled it before he got to the end zone, so the Raiders are going to recover in the end zone for a touchback.
Wow.
He fumbled it at the official is standing at the 2, so it was definitely a fumble. And the Raiders are going to get the ball back on the turnover. It's going to be a run of 34 yards for Jones, but he fumbles it before he gets to the end zone, and the Raiders get the ball right back.
Not sure which.
Yeah, I was about to say I could not tell which defensive back did not give up on the play.
And here I was talking about a touchdown, but no, the Raiders defense stuck with it. First and 10 Navarre from their 20. 7:42 on the clock, 7-0 Navarre. I spoke too soon, Bob.
Yep.
It's going to be Chambers on the keeper. He's going to get positive yards. Still grinding out to the 25, give him 5. We'll bring up 2nd and 5.
There's a timeout for injured player.
There's a Raider down on the field. I want to good shout-outs. We got to send another shout-out to Daphne Moon, watching from home once again. Our prayers are with you, Daphne, for a recovery, and I hope to see you back supporting the Raiders here in person in the very near future. So we got any bells? Our good friend Tim King checking in. Jane Moon's grandparents checking in. Sharon and Jean Short are watching from Navarre. Ursula checking in with Buckeye Mike. James and Emily Thomas checking in from Wyoming. They're grandparents of Kyle Chambers checking in from Wyoming once again. So we've got Wyoming, we got Sweden, we got Japan. Gosh, we're going international, Bob.
We need somebody in Antarctica.
I think that's the only place for every continent, the only continent that hasn't been on the IrishBillSports.com page.
Just about.
And they got nothing but time down there. It's kind of feeling a little bit like Antarctica tonight, though, isn't it?
Well, we're kind of weenies when it comes to.
Yeah, we're kind of spoiled here in the weather here in the Panhandle of Florida. See if we got any updates on the Niceville score. Here, Joe's checking in. One of our big bubbas is back up, and that looks like Michael Waddell. And he's walking off basically on his own recognizance.
Second down and 5 for the Raiders.
Gain of 5 on first down for Navarre, but what a change of plays there. Navarre fumbles it, gives it the ball to Crestview at the 35. First play, it looks like Jones is going in for a touchdown, but he gets caught from behind at the 1-yard line, fumbles into the end zone. Navarre recovers. So back-to-back fumbles, and the Raiders have a 2nd and 5 at their own 25 here in the first quarter, 7-0 Navarre. Chambers in the pistol. He's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to go down on it. He kind of mishandled the snap again. It's going to lose a loss of 5 back to the 20. He'll bring up 3rd and 10. You think it's the cool weather that's having...
Could be, yeah, cooler hands. And, it's not as cold as you would lose feel in your hand by any means, but just play within yourself. Don't try to do too much.
Chambers back to pass. He's got a receiver down here on the near sideline, and it's going to overthrow him out of bounds, so we'll bring up 4th and 10.
Brings up 4th down for the Raiders.
Percival back to punt for Navarre.
6 minutes, 42 seconds.
After he just tried catching that pass, now he goes back and he's punting. 6:42 on the clock here in the first quarter. 7-0 Navarre. So he'll get a good snap back here. He does. And he kicks right into that wind. And Crestview's going to have great field position once again at the Raider 36. So it's a 16-yard punt into that brisk wind coming out of the north.
Yeah, more like for a coffee break. Or hot chocolate break.
Yeah, I'm liking that. Hot chocolate right now. It tastes pretty good. 21-0 Niceville out on top of Tate on the road tonight over in Gonzales.
Tate's had a hard year. Your coach resigned early on. And then having to face a powerful Niceville team tonight.
So taking the ball on the opening possession, which the Raiders haven't done, the great return by Percival. The coach have something? He must have. You know, some coaches are like, I got to play.
You got a feeling. Yeah.
I got a feeling.
I got a feeling.
A 76-yard return. First and goal. Second down. They score. 7-0. But Crestview's going to have great field position. They mark the ball right at the 35-yard line,
Bulldogs first and 10 at the 35.
where they start their second straight possession from the Raider 35. 6:39 on the clock. 7-0 Navarre. Brazen in the backfield. He's going to hand off to Jones. He's going to go off left tackle, and he's got a nice gain inside the 20. He's going to be pushed out of bounds on the far sideline after a 18-yard gain down to a 17-yard gain down to the Raider 18. Jones on the carry, a gain of 17. First down Bulldogs at the Raider 18.
Same play. Great blocking up front by Crestview's front
First
five.
and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 18. It's going to be handoff to Jones once again. And he pushes forward to the 15-yard line. Give him 3 yards. Bring up 2nd and 7. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 16. So give him 2, be 2nd down and 8.
Niceville defense had a very physical game last week against Niceville, and it appears tonight will be no different.
6:04 on the clock here. 7-0 Navarre. Crestview down in Raider territory at the 16. Brazen back to pass. He throws one in the right corner of the end zone, and it's going to fall incomplete. They'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. He had a receiver, had a step on the Raider corner, but the ball was just thrown a little bit too far. As intended pass was to Jamarian Spates, their leading receiver on the season. 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 16. 5:51 on the clock here. 7-0 Navarre, first quarter. Raiders defense looking to make another stand here. Brazen in the shotgun. He's going to hand off to Jones. Jones is going to go right up the middle before he's met by a host of Raider tackle. In fact, there's 10 of the 11 on the ball right now. And that's going to bring up 4th down as they're going to spot the ball at the 14. After a gain of 2, will bring up 4th down and 6.
Linebackers did a good job plugging that hole.
Will they bring the field goal team?
5 minutes, 30 seconds.
Looks like they're going to keep the offense out here. 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 14. 5:24 on the clock. Or either that or they're trying to draw Navarre off to get but it still wouldn't give them a first down. We're going to have timeout, Crestview. So 7-0 Navarre here with 5:07 to go. A windy night here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. It was senior night for the band members, the Marching Raiders. They were recognized, each and every senior that has participated and done a great job here at Navarre High School. One thing that has gotten better over the years besides the football is the band. The band has gotten larger and they're getting better and better and better.
And they serve pretty good sandwiches. I noticed you had one of the barbecue pulled pork tonight.
4th and 6 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 14. It's going to be a snap, and it's going to be a hit across the middle. The Raiders are going to stop the Bulldog offense and take over on downs on the incompleted pass.
Quarterback kind of threw it three-quarter sidearm a little bit.
He was getting a little pressure right up front, too, so he had to get rid of it. And the Raiders' defense stands tall once again.
Bend but not break. But you got to be careful about allowing a team like Crestview, a great football team like Crestview, to have great field position as they did twice in a row at the 35.
First and 10 Raiders from their 14. They take over on downs with 5:03 and a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. Chambers going to roll out to his right. He's going to try and find Hardy coming across from the right side, but overthrows him by about a yard. It's going to fall incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10. Robbie joins us on this cool evening. Little surprised that we were outside, Robbie? Very windy. This is going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Navarre. 4:57 on the clock here in the first. Navarre still on top 7-0. Trips to the near side, single to the top. It's going to be handoff to DeCourt. And he is met in the backfield. Actually, he's going to lose about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11.
We have some scores, Bill. Childs leading Leon 21-7 in the third quarter on Eastern time. And how about this? Bluntstown 45, Hilliard 14 in the third quarter.
Wow,
Hilliard.
That's on Eastern time zone.
Yep.
I like that. Coach Bo's got those guys playing. Could be a championship year for Coach Bo. Chambers going to roll out to his right. He's going to get rid of it. And it's going to be off his hands of his intended receiver. Going to fall incomplete, and the Raiders will have to punt one more time. There is a penalty on the play.
Probably holding against Navarre would be declined.
They're going to decline it, so we'll bring up 4th down.
South Walton leading Vernon at Vernon 30-0 in the second quarter.
Vernon, it's been a tough year since they lost K1 Powell.
Wakulla leading Pensacola High 14-0.
Chambers will be actually standing about his own, he's about 2 yards deep in the end zone when he receives this snap. 4:20 on the clock, 7-0, so Crestview should have great field position once again, unless Percival can get off a good one here. It's more of a line drive kick, so it's going to get out over the 40 to the Raider 41-yard line. They're going to spot it right at the 40. So it'll be 1st and 10. The Bulldogs' third straight possession starting in Raider territory.
Yep, they chose to go into the wind in this quarter because they wanted the ball.
So that one's going to be a 20-yard punt into the wind. So the Bulldogs will get it at the Raider 40. 7-0. Navarre still out on top. Brazen hands off to the running back. And for the first carry of the night is for Xavier Collins. Collins with a 5-yard gain to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs. At the Raider 35. Quick huddle, no huddle. And it's going to be raising on the keeper. And he makes something out of nothing. And it's going to be a Bulldog first down, back down to the Raider 26, a gain of 9.
Pretty good job keeping his composure. Running back slipped, getting ready to get the handoff, and quarterback made positive yardage and a first down out of it.
And they're going to actually give him 10 on the carry, down to the 20, Raider 25. Raising back to pass. He's feeling pressure. He's going to roll to the outside. And he's going to step out of bounds inside the 20, right at the 20-yard line, a gain of 5. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs just had one on the pass route, as you saw. looked like an H-back or a tight end. Navarre had it covered very well. And in that middle of the field, a lot of slipping and sliding.
Had a good rainstorm Wednesday night.
Yep.
2nd and 5. It's going to be a handoff to Jones.
Oh.
And he is pounded at the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for 3 yards on the hit by Devin Wright. Oh, it's Caballero instead of Wright.
Oh, yeah.
The single-digit numbers, kind of hard to read from up here. 3rd and 2 on a gain of 3 for Jones. And he's going to push forward for a first down inside the 15, down to the 14.
He's going to have just enough for a first down. Bulldogs are in a hurry up.
So a gain of 3 and then a gain of 4. And a Bulldog first down for Jones.
And he is getting close to the end zone on the carry.
And he's down inside the 5, all the way down to the 1. So give him a 12-yard gain down to the Raider 1. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
Going between the guard, left guard and tackle. Most of the night tonight.
Already with 72 yards and 73 yards in the first quarter. It's going to be handoff to Jones. He's going to finish it up as he crosses the goal line to cut the lead to 7-6. With 2:30 on the clock, Bulldogs on the board for the first time this evening. At the 2:30 mark of the first quarter. A 1-yard scamper by Jones. Thomas in for the extra point. Kick is up and is pushed off to the left, so the Raiders will stay on top 7-6.
Raiders 7, Bulldogs 6.
At that time, the wind may have aided that kick a little bit to go errant.
So a 7-yard touchdown pass from Chambers to Marshall got the Raiders on the board. Kick good, and the Bulldogs answer right back here as we're winding down here in the first quarter to cut it to 1. The extra point no good, and we stand 7-6 here in the first quarter. Bennett C. Russell Stadium on a wet field here tonight as well as windy. It's not raining. All the rain was from Wednesday evening, the storm that came through Wednesday night and early into Thursday morning. Back deep, they're actually going to move Terrence Marshall back deep once again. Sebastian Melendez out there. And Devin Wright, both of them are standing at about the 15. Marshall standing on about the 6. Thomas getting ready to put toe on leather for the Bulldogs. Line drive kick. And it's going to be another kick right up the middle. And the outside, it looks like Percival once again is going to get out over the 30. They're going to spot the ball at the 34-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a return of 22. Let's call it. They're going to spot it at the. It looks like the 34-yard line. 22-yard return for Percival.
Well, clearly they're trying to keep the kickoffs away from Marshall and his speed, but Percival burned him on the first play of the game, as we remember.
Good field position for the Raiders from their 34. 1st and 10, Navarre. Hardy goes in motion, stops. It's going to be a handoff to DeCourt. He's going to gain 1 out to the 35, bring up 2nd and 9.
Short gain on the play brings up 2nd down and 9.
Who does Notre Dame have tomorrow?
They host North Carolina tomorrow night.
That's right, yeah.
2nd and 9 for the Raiders from their 35. Chambers back to pass. He's going to hit Jaden Reese on a crossing pattern. It's going to be a Raider first down out to the 44. That looks like Reese. Number 8. His 2nd catch of the night. Raider first down.
First down, Raiders.
Great timing. that play action. Hit the slant.
1:38 on the clock. 7-6 Navarre here, Bennett C. Russell Stadium. It's going to be pitched to the deep back, E.J. Love. And we're going to have a hold here on the near side. Wide receiver, the H-back, I think, ended up holding here on the near sideline. There's a nice run by E.J. Love. But it's going to be a hold against Navarre, so that will negate the nice run by Love. So no love on that one.
Show me no love.
And that will be our first marked off penalty of the night.
Right. Florida State has to travel to Clemson, South Carolina.
But this is not your mama's Clemson Tigers this year.
Nope.
It's going to be 1st and 20 for the Raiders from their 34, 125 on the clock. It's going to hand off to Love. He's got a nice gain over the 40. He's going to juke, get into the Bulldogs secondary, and a gain out to the 48. A nice run of 14 yards for Love. They'll bring up 2nd and 6. Nice juke in there by the
Look like you
fresh
in
legs.
your old days, Bill.
Never look like me, for his sake.
Great crowd tonight. Travel crowd, Crestview, across the way.
They got to work on that handoff. Hunter Feaster into the lineup now. It's going to be a loss back to the 45. It's going to be a loss of 3. Feaster in there replacing Chambers. DeCourt back in for Love. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 9 for the Raiders from their own 45. We're down under a minute to play here in the opening quarter. 7-6 Navarre. Chambers back to pass. He's feeling pressure. It's going to be a little screen play off the hands of Chris DeCourt and will fall incomplete and bring up 4th down.
Beautiful play call. Just could not carry through with the play. But that was the correct play.
Halftime score, Niceville 28, Tate 0. Percival back to punt for the 3rd time already here in the first half. Into that strong wind. Good snap back. This was a high punt. Good hang time, but not much distance. And it's going to come to rest at the Crestview 33-yard line. So a 22-yard punt into the wind for Percival. The Bulldogs with good field position, but this time is their worst one since their opening drive.
That is correct.
Checking in from parts unknown, Avenida de Galvez, the producer checking in.
The lovely producer.
1st and 10 Eagles. Eagles? Bulldogs. Switch games, Bill.
Lions.
1st and 10. Bulldogs from their 34. 1 second to go here in the opening quarter. It's a handoff to Jones. He breaks 1 tackle. He gets back to line of scrimmage. Maybe a 1-yard gain out to the 35, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. It looks like Levron McKinney on the tackle. Christian Caballero in there as well. And we're going to be the end of 1. 7-6 Navarre here on IrishBillSports.com. We'll be back after this word from our sponsors.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Bennett Russell Stadium. We're ready for second quarter action here. Navarre on top, 7-6. 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs from their 35. So we're just getting underway here in the second quarter. Brazen's going to roll out to his right. He's got plenty of room, and it's going to be, looks like it's caught inside the Raider territory down to the 48-yard line. That's going to be a gain of down to the 48 from the 34, 16-8, gain of 18 on the catch. Number 31 there, Jaden Appleby.
Pretty good catch there.
Gain of 21 on the completion. And a Bulldog first down. They're 6th in the ball game already. Play blown dead. Flag dropped.
I think it's going to be a legal procedure on the offense.
First penalty of the night against Crestview. 5-yard variety. So that's going to back the ball up into the Bulldog end of the field. They'll bring up 1st and 15 from the Bulldog 48 with 11:50 to go here in the opening half. Irish Bill with Seminole Bob and Robbie braving the cooler weather this evening here.
Gator Robbie, they have a big game tomorrow, don't they?
They do. 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs from the 48. It's going to be a handoff to Jones, and he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage there on the tackle by Christian. Actually, that was Devin Wright on the tackle. No gain. Bring up 2nd and 15. 10 carries for 74 yards for Jones. Having a good game here early on in this one.
Most of it's been through that left side.
2nd and 15 from the Bulldog 48. 7-6 Navarre. It's going to be sacked in the backfield. Initial hit was by McKinney, but he's going to be brought down, I believe, by Christian Caballero and Max Smith. A loss back to the 40, a loss of 8 on the sack.
Great pursuit by the defensive line. It's almost the same play when they threw the 18-yard gain. A little reverse pivot by the quarterback on a naked bootleg.
They need to get down to the 37 for a first down. So it's going to be third and 23 for the Bulldogs with 10:35 and counting here in the second quarter. 7-6 Navarre. Twins to the far side, trips to the near side. 5 receiver package for the Bulldogs. And timeout.
I think Navarre.
Navarre. That's first timeout for Navarre. Each team has used one so far here in this game.
Yep.
So you got any updated scores for me there, Bob?
Let's see if Google Northview leading Bay 14-13 in the first quarter. Port St. Joe leading Lafayette 15-13.
Port St. Joe having a good year this year again. The
Madison
Tiger Sharks.
County leading Bradford at Bradford 26-14.
This is about time that Madison County starts playing seriously.
Yep. Choctawhatchee and Rickards, they lit it up in the first quarter, but now they're at halftime. Rickards leading at Choctaw 21-14. You mentioned Niceville leading Tate 28-0. Cottondale leading Williston 22-20 in the second quarter. Wakulla leading Pensacola High 21-0 in the second quarter.
3rd and 23 for the Bulldogs from their 40. 7-6 Navarre here early in the second. Brazen back to pass. He's going to throw a quick pass to his receiver cutting across the middle of the field. It's going to fall incomplete. Tried to hit Spates on a crossing route, and it's going to bring up 4th and 23. The Raiders defense stands tall once again.
Quarterback threw it a little more quickly than he needed to. I think he had plenty of time. The receiver was open.
Now with the Bulldogs punting into that wind,
Yep.
See if the Raiders can take advantage of the field position here in the second. A high punt. And it's going to take a Bulldog bounce inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. A nice punt there by the Crestview punter, which I believe is Brady Van. Brady Van, I believe, is a transfer from Baker, if I remember right. He played for the Gators last year. If I remember right, my memory has a tendency to have lapses now and then. Not too often.
What's your name again?
Badger Bill.
Badger Bill. Badger Bill.
First and 10, Raiders.
Raiders will get the ball at their own 24-yard line. A nice punt there by Van.
Yep.
Looks like Feaster back in there for the Raiders here to start this possession for the Navarre Raiders from their 24. It's going to be Feaster on the run. A nice run by the sophomore QB for Navarre. He's going to get out over the 30, out to about the 33-yard line, a gain of 9 for Feaster on his first carry of the night.
Second down and 1.
For second and 1 for the Raiders from their 33. 9:52 on the clock here in the second. 7-6 Navarre. Feaster's going to throw it downfield. He threw it to a spot and figured the speedy Percival would run underneath it, but he's quick, but not that quick.
That he thought that he may have misread the wind.
But you had a second and short, so that's probably why the Raiders were trying to stretch the field on second and short.
Yes.
Raiders at their own 33, 3rd and 1 coming up here. DeCord in the backfield to the right of Hunter Feaster. Reese goes in motion. And we're going to have a first down carry, but I believe there's going to be a shift on legal shift against Navarre.
My man's on it.
Second penalty of the night for Navarre. That was a costly one because they're going to take away a first down.
Yep.
On a 3-yard run by Feaster. But that's going to now make it 3rd and 6 for the Raiders.
You know, that I can't understand why the white hat threw that flag. That's usually a side judge or a head linesman's call because you can't see the angle. But
Joe says both those linebackers from Navarre are tackling machines. He's talking about Wright and Caballero. They definitely are, Joe. Feaster back to pass. He throws the ball up. And he just had to get rid of it as he had some big hands in his face.
Mercy.
And I don't blame him on that one there, Bob.
Not at all. I don't know if this is a usual rotation. We've not seen Feaster in 2 consecutive series since the beginning of the year.
And the possession started out great with a 9-yard run on the keeper, but the Raiders can't do anything with it on the next two downs.
Exactly.
And the penalty backs them up. Good snap back. Percival finally gets some wind at his back. It's going to be returnable. It's going to be a nice return out to the 45-yard line from the 35. A 37-yard punt for Percival, and the Bulldogs will have good field position out at their own 46-yard line.
I say it again, you can't give great teams field position like this. I mean, it really puts pressure on your defense.
And the defense ends up playing spends a lot of time out there on the field of play as well. First down for the Bulldogs from their 46. I'm not sure if that clock's right because it seems like we've gone a lot more than 2.5 minutes in this quarter. 7-6 Navarre is going to be handoff up the middle to Jones. He's going to get out to the midfield stripe, and he's going to cross the 50 and get down to the Raider 49-yard line. A 5-yard gain for Jones. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Bulldogs.
I thought I heard the public address announcer said 5 minutes. I don't know.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. Gain of 6, so 2nd and 4. He's going to be man at the line of scrimmage, break 2 tackles, still on his feet, drags a couple of Raiders down inside the 35, down to the Raider 34-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 15 and a Bulldog first down.
He's limping off the field. Their offensive line has dominated
First down, Bulldogs down to the Raider 34. A handoff to Jones, why not?
Oh.
He's just rumbling, stumbling, but he took a big hit by the safety there.
Where's that Caballero again?
Now, I believe that was the safety coming up to make the tackle there. But it's going to be a 4-yard gain for Jones and brings up 2nd and 6. 13 carries, 99 yards already for Jones. 2nd and 6 at the Raider 31. 7-6 Navarre. Raising back to pass. He's feeling pressure. He's going to get to the outside. He's going to take the ball and run, make a nice juke, but he loses the ball out of bounds. And he's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be a first down as he fumbles. It's not like the pros where you spot it back where you fumbled. It's going to be right at the 21-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 10 and a Bulldog first down. Eighth first down of the game so far. 1st and 10 at the Raider 21-yard line. Bulldogs trying to take the lead. It's going to be handoff to Randy Thomas. His first carry of the night is a 1-yard gain. Second down at 9. They got a healthy stable of running backs here
No joke.
at Crestview. 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 20. Still 7-6 Navarre, but Crestview is driving. It's going to be handoff on the jet sweep. And a nice run there by Alex Murray. He's going to get down to the Raider 10-yard line. A gain of 10. And a Bulldog first down. First and goal should be for the Bulldogs.
Kind of feel like the first quarter Navarre dominated, and now here in the second quarter, Crestview has taken control.
That's going to be outside the 10 at the 11. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. That's going to be a handoff right up the middle to Xavier Collins. The line is going to push forward down to the 4, so give him 7 yards on the carry. Bring up 2nd and 3. Down to the Raider, call it the 4-yard line. 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Trying to garner their first lead of the game. And a great play. And a great defensive play there. I believe that was, trying to look at the number, I think that was Devin Wright. Caused a lot of havoc in the backfield there.
Almost recovered the fumble.
It's going to be a loss of 3. Loss of 3 for the Bulldogs, and we're going to bring out 3rd and 7.
Definitely 2-down territory for Crestview.
And we're going to have a timeout, Navarre.
Well, Florida, Georgia really highlights tomorrow's fair on TV. Of course, you have Florida State, Clemson, Notre Dame, Carolina. I guess you call that an ACC matchup.
Not really. Last year you could have called it an ACC matchup, not this year. We got some updated scores.
Yes, Bluntstown all over Hilliard, 52-14 in the 4th quarter. Liberty County leading Trenton 28-14. Sneed's leading Hamilton County in the 3rd quarter 27-6. Niceville still holding on against Tate, still leading 28-0 over Tate. Walton leading Chipley at halftime 14-6.
So we got a 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 7. Actually, yeah, probably at the Raider 8. We're going to run Jones out of the Wildcat. It's going to be Jones on the keeper, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Big play that by Caballero. And
He comes out of there limping. You know, Navarre sticks with that 3-4 defense. The linebackers come up, and that particular play was awesome because they really did stop
for a 25-yard field goal attempt by Thomas to take their first lead of the game. The kick looks like it's left, but it goes through just inside the left upright. Crestview has their first lead of the night, 9-7 on a 25-yard field goal by Ahmad Thomas. They're on the board, 9-7.
Kicking for Crestview has been an adventure, so to say.
25-yard field goal by Thomas gives the Bulldogs their first lead of the night. With 5:13 to go here in the first half. 9-7, Crestview takes their first lead of the night. Crestview of the large band variety, they brought them with them this evening. And they'll be performing here at halftime as well with the Navarre Raider Marching Band. 174 yards of offense for Crestview, 60 for Navarre. Mainly on the ground, 142 on the ground for Crestview. 32 through the air. 43 through the air for Navarre, 17 rushings thus far. Thomas gets ready to put toe on leather for the Bulldogs coming out of the south end zone.
We got Auburn and Ole Miss tomorrow.
There's going to be a little pooch kick. Raiders just going to fall at it to 35. Nice play there by Caballero to field the punt at the kickoff at the 35, not the punt.
Yep.
So Raiders with good field position at their own 35-yard line.
I don't know if that, the kicker chose not to want to kick it into the wind, which has kind of died a little bit. The flags are blowing north to south, but on top of the stadium, they're blowing west to east.
Feaster still in the ball game. It's going to be a handoff to Love, and he's going to lose 4 yards back to the 31. Now it's starting off with the positive play here on this one, so the Raiders going to back up 2nd and 14. Feaster in, 2nd and 14. They're going to hit a little crossing pattern. It's going to fall incomplete as he tried to find Reese across the middle. That's going to bring up 3rd and 14.
Tried the slant again. Linebacker came out and made a play. Got to the receiver just at the same time as the ball did.
Percival to the near side. Reese and Marshall to the top of the screen, to the far side. 3rd and 14 for the Raiders from their own 31. 4:39 on the clock here in the second quarter. 9-7 Crestview. And they read the screen all over that one. It's going to be a loss of 2 on the pass to Love. And it's going to bring up 4th and 16.
We'll try to get word Kyle Chambers is okay. They're just not the same team to me, without his leadership out there. But, the big Bubbas got their hands full tonight. That's part of the reason.
9-7 Crestview. Clock goes out again. Percival's line drive kick.
Fumble.
Nice bounce for the return man.
Yep. Easily could have been disaster.
That one's going to be about a 38-yard punt. Their 5th punt of the first half for Navarre.
3 minutes, 49 seconds left in the first half.
Well, what Navarre defense needs to do, they don't want to allow a score because Crestview's going to get the ball to start the second half.
Great observation there, Bob. First and 10 for the Bulldogs, just outside their 35-yard line. Called to 36. It's going to be a handoff to Jones right up the middle. He's met right up front by Lemmy Wilson. Give him 2 on the play. Jones with a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 at their own 38. Should be down under 3 minutes, around 3 minutes, 3:25 to go here in the opening half. 9-7 Crestview. They take the lead on a 25-yard Thomas field goal on their last possession. 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs from their 38. Low snap, raising back to pass. He's going to roll out to his rev, and he is going to go down. Sack, initial hit back there. It looks like that was Derek. That's Jaden Moon with the initial hit back to the 29.
Yep.
And then they finished him off after that. It's going to be a 7-yard loss on the sack. I'm going to give it to Moon, but that may change.
He was definitely involved.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and 17. Jones go right up the middle. Not Jones. That one was actually Thomas on the carry. Randy Thomas out to the 31, a gain of 2. And that will force the Bulldogs' 3rd punt of the night.
Well, now Crestview's got to be saying, now it's time for our defense to, step up, and as they have for the last couple series.
35-0, Niceville now ensued the running clock on Tate in the 3rd quarter.
A low snap, picked up on the hop.
So the Raiders are going to have great field position at the Bulldog 49-yard line.
The rusher, nice move by the punter there. Sidestepped the rusher.
He's showing his best Fred Astaire move.
His dexterity. That's what Dexter, the comic strip guy, does.
Okay.
Dexterity.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm a little slow at times.
What?
Huh? 1st and 10 Raiders at the Bulldog 49. Should be down about 2 minutes to go. Derek Percival on the reception. He's going to get down to the 45, down to the 44-yard line. A gain of 5 from Feaster to Percival. Percival's first catch of the night. 2nd and 5 for the Raiders at the Bulldog 44. 1:45 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. 9-7 Crestview on top. Feaster's going to roll. If he would have stayed on his feet, he had some room to run, but he's going to lose 2 back to the 46.
Yeah, that part of the field's pretty slippery track.
Short loss on play gives up 3rd down and 7. Minute 24.
Twins at the far side, Twins at the bottom. We're going to have a flag.
False start, wide receiver.
And that's going to back them up 5. So after a nice play on 1st down, the Raiders going to back up 5 into their own end of the field.
Kind of reminds you the Raiders 1.0 early in the season, right? 3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 12. Raiders back to their own 49-yard line. Twins to both sides for Navarre. The court in the backfield to the left of Feaster. Feaster's going to roll out. And it's going to be caught at about the 41-yard line to Marshall. It's going to be a gain of 10 to Marshall down to the 41. So it's going to bring up 4th and short for the Raiders.
Nice play by Marshall coming back on his route to the ball. Good catch right on his shoestring.
4th and about 3.5. Down the Bulldog 42-yard line. Timeout, Crestview.
Timeout, Bulldogs.
So 37 seconds to go here in the opening half. Crestview on top, 9-7. Marshall touchdown reception got the gate scoring started at 11:09 of the first quarter after a 76-yard kickoff return by Derek Percival. A 1-yard run by Jones. Extra point no good for Crestview. 7-6 at the 2:30 mark of the first quarter. And with 5:13 to go here in the first half, a 25-yard field goal by Thomas puts the Bulldogs on top, 9-7. So that's all the scoring, Bob.
This game kind of reminds you of the Choctaw at Crestview game. Very low scoring, back and forth.
Choctaw pulled that one out 16-13.
Yep.
Feaster brings the offense back. It's fourth and about a long 3 for the Raiders. They need to get down to the Bulldog 39-yard line. Ball just outside the 42. Feaster's going to roll out. It's going to be a first down catch to Percival on the near sideline out at the 36-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 6 to Percival and a Raider first down. Nice pass and catch there from Feaster to Percival. First down Raiders, only their third of the first half. Actually going to give him 7 on the reception. First and 10. What an acrobatic catch by Percival. It's going to be a gain of 20 down to the 15. What a catch, Bob.
Went up for it. That's want to. That is definitely all want to, and we don't expect anything less from Percival. They've been double teaming Marshall all night, trying to shut him down, but you've got a sure-handed Percival. You know, it's really a stretch, a big difference in his skill. He caught a sideline pass before, having to know where he was, make the catch, get at least 1 foot down. Then he runs, you know, a little curl in over the middle, skies up to get to, knows he's going to get hit and dropped over the defensive back's shoulder.
First and 10 Raiders at the 15-yard line.
First and 10 Raiders at the 22 seconds left. Raiders with 1 timeout, I believe, left. First and 10 Raiders at the Bulldog 15. Crestview on top, 9-7. Feaster's going to roll out to his left. He's going to find Marshall at the 10. He's going to break 1 tackle, Baker across field, still on his feet. First and goal Raiders down to the 3-yard line, a gain of 12 and a Raider first down.
Probably one, perhaps a pass.
15 seconds left in the first half.
Raiders fight the ball, stop the clock, brings it 2nd down and goal.
He did stop the clock. The clock's been stopped most of the night.
I don't know if it's a combination of Mother Nature and the equipment or what. But it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Raiders at the Bulldog 4-yard line.
I would go right to the board where you control it. To me, every time the guy moves it, it goes blank. Coach Hatton.
Feaster's going to roll back. He's feeling pressure. He's got a pass across the middle. A Raider touchdown. Is that Jaden Reese? I believe that is Jaden Reese, his first touchdown of the season. And the Raiders regain the lead on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Feaster to Jaden Reese.
So the reserves come in and make a presence.
I believe there's about 10 seconds to go here.
And they may go for 2, Bill. So it's 9-7, so it's 13-9.
11 seconds. They scored with 11 seconds. I was close. I said 10. 2-point conversion coming up. Feaster's going to run and in for the 2-point conversion.
Yes.
Raiders take a 15-9 lead.
Nice play. Nice play. Coming in at a critical time. Didn't have a very good first two series. Comes in, engineers a score right before halftime.
So the Raiders regain the lead. But that key catch there, the 20-yard completion to Percival. What an acrobatic catch.
Now, Percival, I think, has been our offensive player of the game. He's certainly been our defensive player of the game, and he's been a special teams player of the game. He's quite a talent.
What a nice drive there for Feaster. He ended up second quarter 7-11 for 55 yards and a score. The sophomore comes in. The future at quarterback for Navarre coming to display here in the second quarter.
Another big play. Marshall finding a seam and getting open there.
Howard with the line drive kick. It's going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. A nice return for the Bulldogs. Out to the 35-yard line. 45-yard squib kick for Howard, and a nice little return out to about the 35 for Crestview, and I think they'll have time for one play. 5.2 seconds to go here in the opening half. 15-9 Navarre.
Some reliable information about the keys missing. Christy Wilson.
So we're gonna play the. Actually, we'll once the bands come on the field, we'll turn it over to the bands and let you all enjoy the halftime performances, and we'll take a little break at halftime. Here, Navarre 15 and Crestview 9. It's going to be a handoff for the last play of the first half to Collins. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, gain 1, and your halftime score: Navarre 15, Crestview 9 here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. Irish Bill, Seminole Bob, and Gator Robbie on the camera tonight. We're going to take a break and be back for second half, but we're going to let you enjoy the bands here momentarily, but we're going to go to a commercial first.
Thinking about selling your property? Call Ursula Householder of Coldwell Banker Realty in Navarre now. The consultation is free, and Ursula uses the best tools the industry has to offer. Her years as a top producer, relocation specialist, and Florida military market specialist will help you get the desired result. If you are buying, Ursula's experience will help you make an informed decision to find the right home for you. And if you mention this advertisement, Ursula will donate $100 to the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club when the deal closes. To find out if you qualify for any of the military rewards, call or text 850-642-5711 or email ursula.householder@cbrealty.com or go to urhouseholderhomes.com. That's urhouseholderhomes.com. Go Raiders!
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
If you want to move better, feel better, and live better pain-free, Dr. Paul Britt at Integrative Chiropractic Solutions is the only certified sports chiropractor for Gulf Breeze and Navarre. He can address your sports injuries quickly and effectively, and after only 4 visits on average, with a 96% resolution rate. So give Integrative Chiropractic Solutions a call today at 850-916-9304 or book online at drpaulbritt.com. That's 850-916-9304 or online at drpaulbritt.com. They want to fix you swiftly to get you back in the game.
Irish Bill back here at the half. The Crestview band on the field right now. We're going to turn it over to our field mic and give you the Crestview Bulldog Marching Band. There you have it. The Big Red Machine from Crestview doing their halftime performance here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. The Navarre Raider Marching Band should be approaching the field here momentarily. It's 15-9 here at the half. Navarre scores a late touchdown to take the lead and convert to two-point conversion as Hunter Feaster converts the two-point conversion, and the Raiders' lead is now 6. So the Raiders scoring their first possession of the night and their last possession of the first half to take a 15-9 lead. And we are at the half. Navarre band will be coming, Marching Raiders will be coming up shortly. Crestview leaders passing 2 of 5 for for 32 yards for Jerome Brazen. But the main thing is on the ground for one Jason Jones. 15 carries for 102 yards and a lone touchdown for Crestview and a 25-yard field goal for Thomas. That's all the offense. Your leading receiver is Alex Murray with a 11-yard catch, and number 31, Jaden Appleby, his first catch of the night from 21 yards out. So Crestview with 140 on the ground, 32 passing, 172 yards in the first half. The Raiders with 98 passing on 7-11 from Hunter Feaster in the second quarter, 4 of 8 for Kyle Chambers in the first quarter for 43 yards. Both quarterbacks have thrown a touchdown pass on the night. The Raiders have been limited to 11 yards on the ground in the first half for a total of 109 yards of offense. The Raiders with 5 first downs in the first half, Crestview with 9. 3 penalties for the Raiders, 1 for Crestview, and 1 turnover for each team. And that's where we stand, 15-9 at the half. And Bob, it is all yours as I go take a break.
Yeah, I was talking to reserve linebacker Patrick Freeman at halftime. He said that Kyle has a broken collarbone. So that, unfortunately, Robbie, may end Kyle's season. Collarbones don't heal very quickly.
No, I saw him, after the injury. I did see him up and walking around. He was walking around on the sidelines. Obviously had his pads taken off, walking around with his shirt off. So good to see him up and moving. But collarbones, those are painful injuries. That's a painful one.
Yep.
So tough to see him go through that. Hopefully they'll get him taken care of.
Yeah, if it's a subluxation, something you can pop back into place. But if it's a break, then you're talking, healing time of months. So, we're at halftime.
Now, I noticed this as we watched the big red machine of Crestview's band just a moment ago. They came out, looked like they did their full show.
Yep.
Now, Bob, do you believe that there are messages sent through marching bands? Because I noticed that it was kind of a nautical pirate theme from the Crestview band. I don't know if that's something they've been playing all year or something they planned for just this week.
Could be. That'd be a nice tribute. Kind of a little bit of what Dabo Sweeney is doing this weekend in the Florida State Clemson game. Halftime show in the band. They're going to honor Bobby Bowden.
That's great to see.
Yep.
That's great to see.
Up in Clemson.
When I was in high school, spent a little time in the marching band, but we would do just one show. Now, at the high school level, we would do one show, and we would stay with that one show all year long.
Right.
Now, college, you elevate things a little bit more, and so you'll play, a different show every week. But today, I see high schools, they will not necessarily change it every week, but they might go through 3 or 4 different marching shows in a year.
Right, and what's even more amazing as we see the Navarre band do its thing is, the middle school band is exactly that. It's a band. We don't have middle school sports, unfortunately, in Santa Rosa County. So when there is band night, Woodlawn Beach and Holland Navarre middle schools come, but they don't march. And
right, they kind of stand out in front. We saw that at the Pace game a couple of weeks ago. They did that. Now, one thing I also wasn't used to, and they have this over in Okaloosa County, is the middle schools have marching bands. We had bands in middle school, but we didn't have a marching band that was associated with the teams. So that's something that's been kind of new to me.
And that's where that's where I was going with it. What a great job of getting kids who are not used to marching. Now, last week, I think you alluded to it last week in Niceville, they had the band night. Both Lewis and Ruckel performed along with the Niceville band, did a great job, and they were doing, some marching, etc. Senior night here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. Senior night for the band, where they have it to themselves. You saw in our pregame the senior band members, most of them have been in the band for 4 years. And
longer than that, usually. Longer than that. You're just counting high school, but it takes a lot to get to that point.
Right, exactly. My kids played all throughout middle school. My girls were athletes as well, swimmers, and so you could do both, but the girls chose just to swim. And then my oldest at home did track and field, and my youngest, Anne Marie, does tennis. So they chose not to get into the marching band. What a great program. They actually were involved very much with Mrs. Ireland, the great choral teacher they have here at Navarre High School in the chorus.
I've actually seen it where a football player was a tuba player in the band and would play in the game, but instead of going into the locker room at halftime, would go and put on his tuba.
Oh wow!
And would march. I've seen football players who are a part of singing the national anthem as part of a chorus before the game. And I've seen some football players take part in the marching band. They just don't change uniforms.
Right. Yeah, I know at Emerald Coast Middle School, while I teach, the football players would come and the band does not go on the field. They stay in the stands. The football players will leave the field and come up into the stands and play the national anthem before the game.
Now, Bob, real quick before I hand things off to Bill, talk to me about where this game stands for Navarre's playoff implications, because Niceville is kind of locked into that #1 spot.
Right.
But as I understand it, tonight's game, Navarre and Crestview, kind of the winner of this decides who's going to be in control of that #2 spot. Is that right?
Correct. What I understand, Crestview is in the 6th spot currently, 6th or 7th spot. Navarre is sitting at 10. If Navarre would win, it should be enough to get in. We thought so 2 years ago when we soundly defeated Crestview 62-24, I believe, or 63-24. But they beat us out under this new system by like .01, where you're judged by your opponent's sister's cousin twice removed. So yes, I think being biased a little bit, I would think it would be enough for Navarre to get in. And then, of course, next week is the Battle of the Bays, or Battle of Highway 98, where we host the Gulf Breeze Dolphins here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium in the last game of the year.
It's like your own version of the Florida State game around here, right?
Yep. So I believe the way it works, Bill can correct me, I believe it's 1-8, 2-7, 3-6-4-5 in the playoffs, with the higher seed getting to host. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on it. I'm so used to the old system you and I grew up with, where, the district champion plays the runner-up, in the first round, and that district champion plays that the old system, as we would say. Not anymore. It
seemed like it made sense back then.
Yeah, trying to get, in some ways, potentially more teams involved. We saw a 2-5 Godby team win the runner-up spot in their district a couple years ago and make a solid run in the playoffs in the COVID era. Maybe it was last year. They won like 3 games or 2 games and were a heartbeat away from being into the state semifinals. But anyway.
The Raiders making their way back onto the field here.
Yep, absolutely. Bill, is that what it works out to be? 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5 in the playoffs. Playoffs? Thank you, Gator Robbie.
Okay, Region 1 will be set up so 1 will play 8.
Yeah.
8 will travel to 1. 7 will travel to 2. 6 will travel to 3. 5 will travel to 4. And the highest seed will, I don't know how it will go from there, but I got a pronunciation change. I got an email in at the half. And I'll give you
It's Irish William instead of Irish Bill. Is that what you're trying to say?
from Henna Cairns, is the grandparent of Chris DeCourte. DeCourte.
Got it.
So now I was waiting all along. I said it that earlier on, and I wasn't sure. I've heard people pronounce it both ways, but it's DeCourte.
DeCourte. Our apologies.
So, appreciate the feedback. We don't know if we don't hear back from you all. We don't know for sure. So thank you for the pronunciation there.
So, you're Jay Walls, Bill. You're not Bill Hamill. You're Jay Walls. What does he say to his crew? As they'll be kicking off to start the second half.
Yeah, it looks like our video hasn't frozen on the camera, but it's frozen on the screen. So it's still showing the Crestview band at the half. But back to your question. We knew coming in this game it was going to be a tough matchup with this Bulldog team. Right now we have the lead. Let's just continue playing tough defense here in the second half, and let our defense win this second half and go home with our 5th victory of the season.
Yeah, I did not necessarily see Kyle and his injury